So imagine having to spend 1 million kroners to come and study a 2-year master's degree program here in Norway. 1 million Norwegian kroners.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay, all I want, and I pray.
So from my previous updates to today, there is confusion looming everywhere. So the confusing thing now is that, I talked about the metrics in my previous video, and now the metrics are out, and the confusion is their recommendation is not tallying with what the universities have proposed. So everything is just in a mess. The metrics is saying something else and universities are saying something else. So I'll just get into the details very soon. The 4 universities have come up with recommendations for how much the tuition fees should be. So what they're recommending is that the whole format or the whole metrics the government used to allocate funds to university should be what they should use for the whole tuition fee. In my last update, I said the Norwegian University of Life Sciences has come up with its own figures. So earlier today, I had a comment saying the University of Bergen sent out a questionnaire for students to fill just to oppose the whole move. And if you've registered or if you've applied to UIB, I suggest you fill the questionnaire, because I think the more responses they get, the more valid the whole thing will be. So I entreat you to fill the questionnaire. And given the whole confusion looming, honestly, I suggest you just accept the terms and condition that has been sent to you, because there's a lot of confusion in the air. So during the week in a meeting, someone asked the minister if he was Norway's Trump, because this whole move now, they're like, are you the bad boy of politics in Norway? Because now this whole thing is like everyone is opposing, but only one person is just bent on doing what he wants to do. I want such an energy for the year, for my lifetime. If everyone is saying this and you still want to do what you want to do, kudos. So I'll just be sharing with you pretty soon the whole proposed structure that was given to the ministry, and what you're saying is that structure should be used for 2023 and 2024, so this year and next year. And then in 2025, they can come up with the accurate metrics, because now they do not have time to start doing a whole lot of calculation, because students will need to come to school. So they just have to use this proposed structure. This structure has been there for the past how many years? Government uses that to allocate funds to public universities. So they just feel that they should keep on using that. It's going to be for the best for everybody. At this point, my only advice to those of you that have received the email to accept certain terms and conditions, just do it. There is no harm in doing it. When the deadline comes for you to pay money and you do not have the money, you can just reject the whole thing. But now in this uncertain times, it's just good to go with the flow, to just follow suit and see what you're all saying. So the proposal I talked about that they sent to the ministry, they have the whole universities or the programs divided into categories from A to F. So they've sent that figure. That's what government uses to allocate funds to the public university. So they said that they should go on with using that category thing. So now let me just show you how much every category costs to you. I will put it on my screen so you can read along. For the first category, category A, bachelors are to pay 470,550. And then masters are to pay 489,475. Category B, bachelors are to pay 359,267 and masters are to pay 373,550. Category C, bachelors are to pay 245,500 and masters are to pay 254,950. Category D, bachelors are to pay 178,267 and masters are to pay 185,400. Category E, bachelors are to pay 151,317 and masters are to pay 157,100. Category F, bachelors are to pay 128,433 and masters are to pay 133,250. So now in all these categories, I have not mentioned 80,000 that we've been hearing since from Stavanger and an NMBU. This whole figures I've mentioned from A to F. None of them mentions 80,000. So now let's see, the courses that are for international students are in the category B, C, and D. And those figures are 359,267 for bachelors. Category C, 245,500 for bachelors. Category D, 178,267 for bachelors. The masters, 254,950 for masters. Category D, 185,400 for masters. Category E, 150. Okay, we just did B, C, and D. So in the B, I didn't mention the B. Masters is 373,550. No one mentioned 150,000. So the least in this category is 185,000. That is if you're coming to study a course like mine, which we do not require so much. Universities have said they do not have time to come and start calculating. So the first two universities that have come up with figures, NMBU and Stavanger UI, also just came up with the administrative cost, what they feel their university should charge. That is not the approved figures yet, but these are the figures that has been suggested should be approved. So if you're coming to study bachelor's here for 3 years, this figure times 3. They propose that they should use this figure for 2023 and 2024. Then in 2025, they would have had ample time to come and do the real calculations. I'm like, so with this whole thing, at this point, we are receiving different figures, different opinions, hence the confusion. And when they are confusing views and opinions like this, for me, I always feel it's the best that's going to come. Because now, if everything is just in a mess, they should just say, 2023, come and study for free as usual, and everything will be as simple. But then they still feel school fees will do, our money will be able to sustain and cover up the course. Some universities are projecting just 30 international students, and they feel that 30 will be enough for them. Hopefully 30 people will come and pay this amount of money. So what they are waiting for now is for the minister and then the whole ministry to come and approve that yes, they've agreed that we can use this calculation, and then universities can go with that. But then looking at NMBU and Stavanger, they have a good point that if they do that, they feel they'll be out of business because they'll just lose competition, because people will prefer to go to universities that are similar but with higher ranking and all. So they don't want to lose out. That was why they came up with the figures in my last update that I posted for NMBU and for Stavanger, because they feel that that's the best figure they can charge. That will still keep them in the competition, because it is now a competitive market. That is what they feel. And then now the whole recommendation is saying otherwise. Like the system in this country is not built on this instant changes. Everything in this country, it works on a snail pace, and they like to do things step by step. It could take time, years. It could even take up to 10 years for this whole thing, honestly speaking. So giving them the short time frame it's not it is not their thing. Like, it's just so stressful for them. But then it's all politics. When politics mixed with education, this is where you can get. It's only sad. Thank you so much for joining me again on this video, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you're yet to subscribe, do not forget to do so. And if I get any more updates, I'll do well to post it. As usual, I'll do well to keep you updated, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Those two just came up with the administrative course, like what so they've proposed that they should use this figure for 2014. That is the school that if you pass straight, you've reached, but then you have to go and pass round and cross.